our second Premier League game saw us play Newcastle at their ground, St James's Park, if it's still called St James's Park. Anyway, we have a shot early doors, test the keeper, warm his hands with a good strike, through ball from Chalabar, first time shot from Pavlidis, and tipped around the post by their keeper. Balerdi to Rodriguez, to De La Vega to Rodriguez, to Chalabar, Larson to Pavlidis, and another shot, and this time wide. Keeper sees that one go wide. 14 minutes on the clock. Long ball from Newcastle, picked up by Leeds, worked around just so allow everybody to get forward, and then we can start playing the ball forward as Newcastle sat off us, and you can see that big space there. We had space, we absolutely had space. Pavlidis on that one in the area, but they robbed Pavlidis, and then we robbed them and slipped the ball to Pavlidis, who slips it past the keeper and into the net for 1-0 Leeds United. Come on. Yeah, big spaces in this game as Newcastle just sat off us. Bizarre. You would have thought in front of their own fans that they would have been up and at it. That they would have not given us time and space and tried to dictate the pace of the game. But they just sat off us. So we came forward. And we have our goal. Another long ball by Newcastle, mopped up by Leeds. Played onto this near side to De La Vega. And De La Vega crossfield pass, which is in the end flicked on either via their defender or by our player. Eventually worked to Larson. Larson whips the ball, flicked on, and De La Vega tucks it away with a right foot past the keeper into the far corner for 2-0 Leeds United on 22 and a half minutes gone. And De La Vega celebrates the second goal for Leeds United, giving us a little cushion there. And he wheels away to the fans, celebrate that fine strike. Flicked on by the Newcastle defender, finds its way to De La Vega's feet, controls it and dispatches it for a 2-0 lead. Another long ball by Newcastle. Mopped up again by Leeds, and this time we can come forward on the far side. Larson beats the defender there to the ball, checks back, delivers the ball into the box, controlled by Pavlidis, but I think that had a lot of the sting taken off that shot there by the challenge from the defender, and that's how come it trickled safely into the hands of the keeper. And the half-time whistle goes, players going for the break, and if I was the Newcastle fans, I would not be happy with the way that the team played there. Like I say, you know, you're at home and you'd expect the team to come out and try and dictate the game, dictate the pace, dictate the play, and they didn't. And we profited as a result. I mean, I don't recall a shot. That is the first shot I recall from John Joe Shelby, which is, you know, not on target. And then in the editing, there was a lot of play in midfield and not a lot of action either end, so hence we just go straight to the final whistle. Really disappointing if you're a Newcastle fan. And it does say that they had 2 shots, 1 on target, but there was not a lot of action in that game, hence the lack of highlights in the second half. There are the results. Pause and peruse at your leisure for match day 2. And then we were at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and as you can see right there, from the kick-off, Wolves just went away from the ball. They weren't interested in coming to play football. We could have kept the ball in our half. I could have put my cup down. I could have gone, you know, to the toilet or whatever, taken my cup to the kitchen, made a cup of tea, whatever I wanted to do. and they wouldn't have moved. So the only time they bothered moving was when we bothered to attack, because they weren't interested in playing football, which is bizarre. Anyway, we get the ball in via a throw-in and a cross, and headed wide. We get a free kick, deflection, and their keeper takes a ball that loops up off the defenders' heads and catches it. Again, us coming forward, because Wolves really weren't interested in doing anything until we touched the football. And eventually it comes to Pavlidis, and that is blocked. They did that a lot. They got bodies in their box and just defended for all they were worth. Very tenacious in challenges, as per how these matches play. Long ball, picked up by us, but headed not to our player but to theirs. And then they can work it around, another long ball forward. Eventually it finds its way to Traore, who tries a long shot into the arms of our keeper. We get a free kick and Vaca dispatches that for a 1-0 lead to Leeds United. Come on! 26 minutes, is it 26? 26 minutes on the clock. My editing screen's small, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So Vaca sweeps that one into the net, lovely free kick, and then Wolves got a free kick and scored from that, which seemed to be a case of anything you can do, we can do better. 31 minutes on the clock. Vinegar, oh, he needs a teammate called Salt, doesn't he? Salt and vinegar. Do you remember that Leeds player Peter Haddock? Fish and chips. Reminds me of the Rafinha signing. Anyway, Wolves is fish and chips jokes because of vinegar. Wolves had a shot. Balerdi to Teze. Teze. Stark to Guai. Guai, ball forward. Deflected to Stark again, to Vaca, to Pavlidis, and certainly it looks good on camera, but I mean there was voltage in the shot, left foot from Stark across the keeper, and he needed to do well, but you know it was definitely one of them that it looked probably, you know, more spectacular than it was. Anyway, after the break, Wolves got another free kick and scored that, and Vinegar just rubbing salt into the wound there. But yeah, Medic Maniac not chuffed. He wants the standard of jokes to be much better. Unfortunately, you know, this is as good as it gets. Tiepo rooted. I wasn't chuffed with that actually, you know, just talking this match for a second and getting away from the rubbish salt and vinegar jokes and stuff. Tiepo rooted. When that went in, I was not a happy bunny. Why did Tiepo just sort of put his arms to his side like I can't do anything and sink to his knees? Of course you can do something, you're the goalkeeper. Try. And here you can see the tenaciousness and the bodies all around the ball that Wolves did in their area. So we're 2-1 down at home, and unlike Newcastle, we are trying. We've been trying from kick-off against a team that wouldn't play, that if I hadn't bothered, the score would be 0-0. But we find ourselves 2-0 down because I picked up my pad and tried. But anyway, you know, I get like this when I'm losing a game and it's frustrating. Especially when the opposition don't do anything. Anyway, good work there, good ball in, good work by Pavlidis. Little shimmy, gets around the defender, gets the shot away, and that was a good save by the keeper. You know, if it looked good on camera, it's because it needed to be, and it was, so fair play to him. Koyalipu, and it's another good save by their keeper. So he kept us out. We had two good chances, we did all we could, we hit the target, you know. They were corner bound, good venom on them, and the keeper was equal to both of them. Fair play. It's all you can do. All you can do is hit the target, and you know, if the keeper saves them, well, fair play. Unlike Tiepo with their free kick, who just sank to his knees. Anyway, TikTok, so try and wriggle round, and the defender clipped Stark's heels, but we managed to get into a position to try and get a shot and bend that one in, but there was no bend on it at all, and it just, you know, went into the crowd. One Wolves player finds his world has exploded, so he has a paddy. But there we are, we lost 2-1 in a frustrating game that was, but you know, we tried, and yeah, vinegar, what can you say? We've had our chips. We just got scraps in that game. What can you say? Match day 3 results. Pause and proves at your leisure. And then a little cutscene just to say Boss Man is pretty happy. So that's it for this highlights. Whatever you're doing, take care.